All right. And when we live stream, we do it in real time. Real time. As opposed to doing it in fake time. You know what I mean? You know those real-time strategy games? Well, imagine if they had fake-time strategy games where there was like a delay or something. You know what I mean? Do you ever think about Poon while you're looking at the moon? There are many craters to explore. Do you ever think about balls when you're going up and down the halls? Do you ever think about getting a good ass patter when you're watching my new video, Why Reviews Matter? See, I have all these crude rhymes and analogies that don't even make any sense, but recently I've been floating them to more people just to freak them out and make them go, what the fuck? So there we go. Anyway, good morning. What the fuck is this? Black Friday. Welcome to yet another Killbot and Gorgor Attack live stream where I insult the audience and act like an asshole and know nothing and talk about bullshit. I don't know. Well, like, people seem to like it. So, yeah, let's get this fucking party started. A-Man's here, Andrew Gabriel's here, Screenblade Gore is here. Coconuts Memes is here. 40 Wink is here. Awesome. Good evening, Tony. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I did. It was reasonably peaceful. I still hate holidays with a passion. But you know what? It was reasonably peaceful compared to a lot of people's. But that's why we're streaming today. So that way all of you lovely people can tell me all of your holiday woes. Any fights, any broken plates, any arguments, any drunkenness, or embarrassing ants showing up. Let's see, we've got Zach Durant. You've been waiting for a while. I guess that means that you probably had your browser open and you spent the rest of the time just playing Steam and eating Doritos and probably drinking Mountain Dew and smoking weed. I don't know. So, what do you call leftover tissue paper on a pussy? Anyone? Anyone? Clitty litter! Oh, that was a real knee slapper, wasn't it? Andrew Gabriel. I ordered 5 CDs from Relapse since they're having a Black Friday sale going on. And you know something? You're going to get those CDs pretty quick. As opposed to Nuclear Blast. Every time I order from them, you know, the prices are usually good, but it takes them fucking forever to ship anything. So, whatever. Underscore, one of my Patreon subscribers. If you're not subscribed to my Patreon, go do so. It's cheap. Doing pretty good, Underscore. Just chilling, thinking about all the stuff that I'm going to talk about and throw out into the world of digits. That's zeros and ones. That's what you're looking at right now on your screen, and you don't even realize it. And thinking about the upcoming trip. I leave for Los Angeles 1 week from today because I'm going to see Skinny Puppy's final shows ever. And you know what? Just to keep up the spirits, I'm going to wear my pendant. This pendant right here was it was originally part of a fan package that was given to Kevin Key from one of his Patreon subscribers. And Kevin decided to make this package part of his live rig. So when you see Skinny Puppy now, you see all these pendants all over his live rig. And people were asking, oh, where'd you get those? And so, you know, it's this guy based out of Seattle. Ephraim Brown is his name. So EC Brown Anomalies. I believe he might still have a few of these available. I believe he charges $20 a piece for them, and I bought 2 of them. See, there was a romantic interest that I had earlier this year that just ghosted me for no reason out of nowhere. And, did it freeze? Nope, it unfroze. Good. So, I bought 2 of them. One for me and one for her. You know, because, you know, romantic, we were going to have matching necklaces and all that. And then she decided, oh, you know, I'm just going to not talk to him anymore and not to him. So, you know what? Fuck you! I'm going to give it to somebody who's worthy. You know what I mean? Okay. So, yeah, Skinny Puppy. That's going to be one of the major things that I talk about on this stream, along with other things. So, let's see. Coconut memes. I've now gotten around to Ghoul, and I can't help but wonder what came first, the Ghoul or the Killbot. Ghoul. Because, you know this tour that's coming up with Ghoul, Municipal Waste, and Necrot, where it's called the Brain Squeeze Tour? Well, back in 2010, Tank Crimes held a Brain Squeeze festival. And they held a second one afterwards. But this Brain Squeeze festival, which took place all the way in Oakland, California, I watched footage of it on YouTube. And part of this footage of Ghoul playing live, they played the song Rise, Killbot, Rise. And of course, you know, being Ghoul, having the monsters and the costumes on stage, part of their character was, I don't know, they had this religious pope or preacher or something saying, oh, well, you know, bands shouldn't be talking about all these horrible things. And then Ghoul was like, listen, buddy, these people didn't pay to hear your stupid bullshit. They paid to hear our stupid bullshit. Oh, well, if you guys don't stop, then Killbot's gonna come out and beat all of you. Well, then, of course, they started playing the song Rise, Killbot, Rise, and Killbot, the robot, came out on stage and started beating the shit out of the audience and the guitar player, and I thought it was the most badass fucking thing ever. Woo! So, yeah, you know, that always stuck with me. Yeah, so, Ghoul! That was the last show I saw about a month ago. It was their show in Asheville, North Carolina. And, yeah, it was their first time in North Carolina since 2017. So there was no way I was going to miss this. This, of course, happened in Asheville. And that is a 3-hour drive away from me. Which, that's quite a while. But, you know, the truck was running at the time. It stopped running on the way home, but about the show itself. I enjoyed Asheville. There was the cat cafe. Like, they have a witch-themed cat cafe that's exclusively all black cats. It's called House of Black Magic Cats. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. And, of course, the time I show up, around 2 o'clock, I'm the only 2 o'clock. And when I show up, all the cats decide to take their naps. So every one of them was a fucking sleep. I actually left early because I was sitting there thinking, you know, if I were a cat and I were sleeping, I wouldn't want some asshole waking me up wanting me to play with them. So there you go. But yeah, Ghoul. You know, it was great to see the guys. It was great to see Scotty Heath. It was great to see the guys in Municipal Waste. Landfill gave me a guitar pick because he was thankful that I did that YouTube review on Electrified Brain last year. And this was a fundraising event for a skate park. So this was called Hollow Wolf Bat. That was the name of the fundraiser. And since it was around Halloween, they had all sorts of Halloween decorations. And they had these big paper monsters, like a paper wolf and a paper... I don't even know. Like, they had all these monsters fighting each other behind me in the mosh pit. Like, in the mosh pit, like, circling around everybody. So I'd see Ghoul have their monsters that they're fighting on stage, and then I turn around and I see these giant werewolves beating the shit out of each other in the mosh pit. I mean, it was a massive spectacle. It was the wildest show I think I've gone to in a long time, and that was a lot for just a $10 ticket. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know, you go see Tool for $200, $300, and Tool is good, but like for $10, I got a show of a lifetime. You know what I mean? Jesus built my guitar tabs. To be honest, I only really like Halloween. It's just fun to see horror shit in stores and dress up as horror movie killers and hand out candy. Fuck handing out candy. I'd rather eat the candy. Okay, Roaring Rat, I think that's her name. Black Friday, more like Black Metal Friday. See, I'm going to make fun of all your voices. They live, we sleep. Good evening, Killbot. Got the day off today. Well, that's good. 40 billion serve. Blowjobs? Callum Cook. What's up, Killbot? Just chilling, man. Chilling. Zoofagus, you're always here. You're always here. Leo, hello. Awesome. Andrew Gabriel. Goose first album is the best record Razorback ever released. And I think they also released Maniacs. I could be wrong, but yeah. Razorback. Good for all those cult horror death metal bands. I got some young kid at the park to listen to Morbid Angel. Well, that's good. Ghouls! Your god is dead! Fools! Your god is dead! So good. Devil in Wolf's Clothing, greatest coming. Yeah, absolutely. JD, man. I'm looking forward to Skinny Puppy. Me too. I'm going to see them 4 times. McNoodles. Dog, you should listen to this one Metallica. Fuck no. Dustin R. Been on a wicked Dio binge lately. How do you feel about Elf? Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, I'd rather listen to Black Sabbath, but that's first co-op stream. Hey, Zach Durant. Thank you for making it. Anyway, yeah, back to the concert story. So I caught a couple guitar picks from Municipal Waste, got a set list from The Waste and Ghoul. Had an amazing time. And then on the way back from Asheville, I drive for about 2.5 hours. And in the last hour, that's when the truck started shutting out right there on the highway. It just lost power. Like, 1 minute I was going 70, and then it just dropped and it wouldn't accelerate. I thought, what the fuck? So eventually it got to the point where I put my hazards on and I was driving home going 40 like on the shoulder, which is dangerous as hell, but that was the only way I had to get home. And so I took it to the shop pretty much immediately, and he thinks it's a carburetor issue. Fortunately, I was able to get an OEM carburetor model for that truck free of charge and didn't have to spend $400 on a rebuilt carburetor, which is a lot of money because they don't make parts like that for that model truck anymore. Well, this mechanic, who was one of the old timers in my area who should know about carburetors, he was like, well, it's been so long since I worked on a carburetor that, I pretty much forgot everything I knew. But fortunately, you can take it down the road to this guy right here at this shop, and he probably knows more about it than I do. So, yeah, why don't you take it over to him? And it was a bitch and a half getting it out of his driveway. So, God, we took it to him at the end of October, and somewhere towards the beginning of November, he told us to bring it to another shop. And getting it out of the parking lot of his shop was a fucking nightmare because it just wouldn't stay cranked. Like, I don't know, like the choke was set wrong, or it was flooding, or just not getting enough fuel. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was only running for 10 seconds at a time. So I was literally going mailbox to mailbox with my hazards on, and a typically 4-minute drive ended up taking me about 20 minutes to get to this other shop. And when I got it there, they were like, well, we'll work on it, but it's going to be about 2 to 3 weeks before we can work on it. And I'm like, well, it's not like I can take it home. And it's still at their shop. They were telling the truth. And the big thing for them is, even though they're an old-timer shop, they're having trouble finding a carb cleaning kit online for that model. And I'm like, what? You're an old-time shop and you don't have a carb cleaning kit on hand already? Fuck, man. I probably could have learned how to do it on my own. Just aggravating as hell, man. Because I got a trip to pay for, and I'm trying to also pay for this truck repair. But it's like, if these guys don't have it ready by the fucking 1st, I'm just going to have to spend what I have because, I need to spend it. Metal Manic. Hey, Killbot, just got here. Are you singing Gold, Chapel Gold? Yeah, cool. How would you rank the big 4 of thrash from least to most favorite? I hate Metallica with a passion, so they'd be last. Anthrax next, Megadeth next, and then Slayer's my favorite. But none of them are Ghoul or Exorder. You know what I mean? JD, cars and trucks often become huge money vampires as they age. Fucking right. And I've seen a couple used vehicles. I saw one, this is 2012 Honda, that's about $4,500, 150,000 miles. And if there was a way I could finance it, I'd buy it right now. I don't know, I'd have to check with the seller. But sometime in the next year, I definitely want to see about getting a newer vehicle because I can't take this shit anymore. It's fucking bullshit, man. It's all bullshit, and it's bad for you. Alright, come on. Pretty sick of shows colliding with other events that are happening. Wormhole and Gurad are coming to Charlotte, and I'm going to be out of time. Sucks. I know, man. I know that the final Kiss show, well, supposedly the final Kiss show, is going to be in New York City on December 2nd. Not that I want to see them, but you know where I'm going to be? On the other side of the country. Country. Starwind, giving the horns. Thank you. How you doing? Have you ever listened to this by Carbonize? No. Talking about Slipknot. Hi. That's something I'm not going to be doing. I know people are going to be like, oh, what's your opinion on Jay Weinberg and Slipknot? I don't listen to them, so I don't know. Out of town, not time. Oh, baby, 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 you're out of town. I said, baby, 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 you're out of town. You heard that Ramones song? Well, it's not originally a Ramones song, but they covered it, so that's why I know it. Gary Branham, hey, how you doing? What's the nastiest thing you ever ate? Oh, God. Fuck, I don't even want to remember. It's probably some vegetable or some soup somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, so Kiss. Speaking of Kiss, today is the anniversary of Eric Carr's death, the Fox. My favorite Kiss drummer, a lot of people's favorite Kiss member. He died on the same day as Freddie Mercury, and since critics have always had it in for Kiss, guess who got all the coverage that day? Freddie Mercury, as he should have gotten coverage, but Eric Carr also should have gotten coverage because Kiss is fucking awesome! You know, as I explained in my latest video. How many of you have seen the latest video? It's called Why Reviews Matter. But yeah, Kiss! We're talking about Eric Carr. Those drums at the beginning of I Love It Loud. Don't. They sound like cannons. Cannon. About like my pee-pee. My pee-pee's a cannon. Speaking of cannons, I want to sell these like cannons. You know what these are? These are patches, you fuck. These are Killbot and Gorgor Attack patches. Embroidered. They're $6.66 a piece. You can buy them on my Bandcamp. You can buy them on my Etsy. You can also buy them directly from me if you have PayPal. So, yeah, hit me up on social media and buy one, asshole. And you know what else I got? Stickers! Ooh, you can put them all over your notebook and your, and your laptop and your door. That was real mature. But yeah, you should buy those, and you should also watch my latest video. So far, in only 2 days, it has already gotten way more views than my song, Limerence. How many of you have heard my new song? If you haven't heard it, and if you haven't seen the new video, guess what? I'm way ahead of you all. I have the links to both of them in the description. So yeah, you should totally check those out, because I busted my ass on both of them. Why is your hair so shiny? Well, I switched to Adelle shampoo because one of my favorite YouTubers uses that. And her hair is immaculate, so I trust her opinions. I've seen it, though. I'm not super... I don't care for Kiss that much, if I'm being honest. But you know what you should do? You should listen to the Creatures of the Night album. It's incredible. Seriously, fuck what everybody else says. Fuck what your friends are going to say. Listen to the album and just enjoy it. Because it's unironically amazing. Okay, do a Ramones video someday. They were one of the first videos I ever did. It was a vinyl review. It was a pretty good video. Let's see. Now, if we can get this comment to show. Yeah, see, now the keyboard is starting to fail on the laptop. So that's something else I'm going to have to do in the next year, is do a technological refresh. Come on now. Limerence doesn't even... Oh, there you go. Limerence doesn't even have 1,000 views yet. That's just fucking blasphemy. Sharon! So, yeah, like, I don't know how it compares on Spotify and Bandcamp and Apple Music and all the other streaming platforms, but at least on YouTube, it doesn't even have 1,000 views yet. Now, I plan on giving it a music video at some point. But I wanted the song out right then. And the idea was the song is going to have a second life once it gets a music video. I just don't know what the music video is going to be. What am I going to do for 8.5 minutes? If you have ideas of what I can do for this music video, please, I'm all ears. I want to hear you. All right, do we have any super chats? Any at all? None whatsoever yet. Okay. Because the more you guys super chat me, the more stuff that I can do over in Los Angeles. I'm going to be at all 4 shows in Los Angeles for Skinny Puppy. Final shows ever. The 1st, the 2nd, the 4th, and the 5th. Now, the 5th also happens to fall on Ogre's birthday. And from what I understand, they're going to have a big birthday bash for him after the show. The instructions I were told were, make it by any means necessary. So yeah, I want to do that. Callum Cook, keep up the goofy voices. Thank you. Thank you so much. And in between all of that, let's see, I got a few people I want to meet. There's a guy I know from Texas who's going to the shows. There's somebody I met at one of the New York shows that's going to be there. There are a couple people I've been talking to online for years that we're going to meet in person for the first time. That's going to be pretty cool. And what else? Yeah, there are all these things I want to do. Like, for instance, I've listened to The Doors ever since I was 10 years old. And so I want to go see Jim and Pam's house. I want to see the store that's sung about in the Love Street song. She lives on Love Street. They sing about a store. A bunch of rock stars go through it, apparently. I don't know why. Let's see. The original Nightmare on Elm Street house is in Los Angeles. I want to see that. The 6 Feet Under house, if you remember that HBO series, that's in Los Angeles. And so is Buffy the Vampire Slayer's house, which I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They're fucking awesome. What else? Oh yeah, and then of course there's Hollywood Forever Cemetery. 2 Ramones are buried there. And for Dee Dee's grave, there used to be this couple that would feed the ducks at Dee Dee's grave every day. And I guess they stopped doing it as a grave for some reason, but they still do it nearby at East LA Park. But I'm going to bring some bread. I'm going to try to feed those ducks. Quack. You know, ducks are like chickens when they run. They like hobble side to side as they're running. It's adorable. Let's see, and Lemmy's buried on the other side of that cemetery. And Roz Williams is also in Hollywood Forever Cemetery. So, yeah. You know, maybe I should, like, wear eyeliner and stuff. I don't know. Because it was real goth like that. Gary, I actually met the Ramones at 3 shows they did close together and became friends with Joey. We remained friends till the end. Last show was literally the last show they did with Dee Dee. Yeah. So that would have been 1996. We're Out of Here. Filmed in California. Seemed like a good show. I don't know why they brought fucking Eddie Vedder on stage with them, but that was the label pushing that shit. Like, Pearl Jam fans aren't fans of the Ramones. Get the fuck out of here, Eddie, with that. Stay on stage with the Ramones. That shit. Can't stand that shit. Hey, James Saville. Hey, you made it. Cowabunga, dude. Mr. McSaturn. Hey, Tony. Commented on one of your videos and wanted to say hi. Thank you. Dio and Lemmy are also buried in Los Angeles. Oh, I didn't know Dio was buried there. I had no idea. With the Skinny Puppy shows, aim for the last night. Well, I'm going to be there all 4 nights. What's going to be nice about that is apparently they have new stuff that they're doing with the alien. New routines, new tricks, new visuals. And apparently they're breaking out a couple songs that they hadn't played in a while. Like, depending on which show you go to, you're going to hear different songs each night. So that's going to be pretty cool. What's your favorite Crayola Phil track? Her Ghost in the Fog. It's really sexy. Met Marky Ramone on my birthday and he signed a poster and it was crazy. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Marky's a rock star in South America. Derek, Brent, Skinny Puppy suck. No, you suck. So's your mom. She sucks after I took a diarrhea dump, so she got a smelly suck job. I don't know. My dad saw the Ramones in '87, and someone got stabbed after the show outside. Man, that fucking sucks. See, when you go to a show, things like that should not happen, okay? All kinds of insane shit happens, but you know what? It's smelly. It's bad and it's smelly. For instance, the third night in Chicago, Skinny Puppy played recently. They played 3 nights in a row. And on the third night, the show ended. And there's this guy who walked outside. I guess he was either talking to his friends or he was waiting for an Uber. Who knows? But he was just sitting outside. And these 2 fucks approached him asking for money. And I don't know what happened between then and the punch. But one of them punched the guy in the face. Punched him in the face so hard the guy fell to the ground. Hit his head so hard on the ground that he died in the hospital hours later. Those fucks. There were several eyewitnesses. So it leads me to believe that they probably didn't mean to kill the guy, but still, that's what happened. The guy was murdered. He was one of us. Those fucking goddamn cunts. I hope they catch him, and I hope they fucking string him up in front of the village and shove shish kebabs up their asses. Anyway, they started a GoFundMe for this guy to help with funeral costs. And I threw in some money, and they made their goal in 2 days. And whatever money they make in excess, they're going to put like in a fund that they're going to donate to a school, I guess. But that shouldn't be happening at shows. I mean, this hit close to home because, like, that could have been me. That could have been any of my friends. You know, that's the last thing you expect when you get out of a show. When you get out of a show, you might be thinking, okay, I need something to eat. Or, fuck, I'm tired, I want to go home. Or, man, I hope I can meet that girl again. Hopefully I can get laid tonight. You know, any of those options. Not, oh, fuck, I'm going to die. No, that's bullshit. May he rest in peace. Seriously, he sounded like a great guy. He was 47 years old. And also at the Chicago show, so there's a YouTube channel. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, a YouTube channel, Web of Weeps. Okay, it's the name of the channel. And basically, this person they do these reviews of the Skinny Puppy albums, and they have a little chihuahua with them. So I guess Ogre saw the videos or something, and they did a VIP package for one of the shows, and they brought the dog to the meet and greet, and everybody in the band like got out of their chairs and approached the stage, and Ogre got down from the stage and started baby talking the dog. Oh, hi, Weeps. Oh yes, you like the earrubs. Hey, how old is she? 8 years old? Oh yeah, you're a proper young lady. You're so beautiful. It was the most adorable thing I think I'd ever seen. Like, here's this guy who wrote all these dark, disturbing, fucked up songs like Killing Game and First Aid and what else? Morpheus Laughing. He wrote all these dark, demented, fucked up songs, and here he is. He sees a dog. He's like, woo, just baby talks the dog. It's adorable. It's another one of Skinny Puppy's iconic moments, and that's another reason we love them. Okay. Dio's buried in the same cemetery as Lemmy, actually. Well, that's great. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have somebody there with me so that way they can take pictures. You know, I'd do nudes for my only bots if I could, but you know, public indecency and all that. Ugh. You're planning for the December 5th show. Hey, if any of you decide to show up to the Los Angeles shows and you see me, come say hello. I would love to talk to you. No, really. But what else? So something I found out by complete accident. So, in daydreaming about this show, I got to thinking about that book that came out, Go Ask Ogre. This was a book that came out in the mid-2000s, and basically the premise is, this chick in the 80s, she was a depressed teenager, she was a Skinny Puppy fan, and she would write letters to Ogre from Skinny Puppy. And she would talk about her intimate thoughts, her intimate feelings, etc. And you know, she met him at a few shows and he would encourage her to keep writing. Because obviously he knew that her writing to him was good. You know, it was good for her and her health and everything. And sometime in the early 2000s, they got in touch again, and he said, hey, I saved all your letters. Why don't I mail them back to you? Yeah, he saved all of her letters, and she basically took all the letters and made a book out of it. You know, just turning a negative into a positive thing, because she knew that these letters might help somebody someday. And it resonated with me because, like, here's this guy, this singer, who, even though he only wrote back to her once, even though he said, you know, hey, your problems aren't my problems, but, you know, if it helps you to write, please keep writing. He knew the value of that, you know? You never really know what influence you're going to have on somebody and how you help somebody. Especially in that way, because, like, some heavy stuff she was talking about. But, yeah, the point of the story was I remembered this book, and I was like, wow, so what's Jolene up to these days? And I looked up her Instagram, and what do you know? Turns out she was at one of the New York shows that I was at earlier this year, and I didn't know about it. I was like, fuck! You know, I could have... Small world, you know? And she's seen them a bunch of times on this leg of the tour. Wonder if she's going to be there in LA. Love to say hello. Gary Branham. No, it was 3 shows earlier at a club called One Step Beyond. It wouldn't let me type it all, so had to do it all in 2 separate messages. Oh, okay. Cheeseman VR. Hello, back seeing another stream. Other one was good. I know that this is going to be good. Well, that's good. It's good that you think it's good. Should definitely share the GoFundMe for that poor guy. It's in the bio of my Instagram page, and I posted it on the channel's Facebook page. So, yeah. It's odd, at one of the Ramones shows I was at, someone got stabbed as well. Fuck. I've never been to a show where people have gotten stabbed. I've gone to shows where people have gotten pissed on. I've been to shows where people have gotten sped on. I've been to shows where fights broke out, and some cunt tried to fight me at a Cannibal Corpse show once. It was like I was crowd surfing, and they didn't catch me, so I fell to the floor, and as I fell, my foot hit this lady in the back of the head, I guess. I didn't mean to, but as I was trying to get up, she was pulling my hair, and she eyeballed me, and she was going, Well, so some tall guy saw what was going on, and he grabbed her by the shoulders and escorted her out of the venue. Good on him. Because I am not a woman beater. That's the danger when fights happen like that. Falling and hitting the concrete can be deadly. Yeah, I mean, in a better world, that fall wouldn't have hurt him that bad. You know, all he'd have is like a black eye or something. But no, like head trauma is no joke. You know, if you fall hard enough and you hit your head hard enough, that's serious brain damage right there. And you know what sucks is like the people who saw that show and didn't know that was going on, they thought it was one of the best shows they ever saw. But as soon as they heard that someone died, all of a sudden the show now has this dark cloud over it. It's like, oh yeah, it was one of the best shows I ever saw too. But after the show, there was an ambulance because someone was killed. You know, it's bad juju. McNoodles. I left a show last month. I saw somebody get into a fight on the other side of the street. Me and my cousin just watched. Hopefully you videotaped it. Vile harpsichord. Hi, I wish I could stay, but it's past my bedtime. Damn you, Killbot, keeping me awake. It's a habit of mine. Calvin Cut. My favorite Cradle Filth tracks may sound a little cliche, but their cruelty brought the organs. Yeah, you're good. Big Skinny Puppy is sex. Saw them live in Chicago. Yep, friend of mine went to see all 3 shows in Chicago. Her name is Vanessa. Total babe. Hoping the writer of those letters is doing better these days. I mean, I follow her on Instagram now. Now that I know she's on there, she seems to be a pretty cool person. I mean, I don't know her. Never talked to her, but seems cool. Somehow, if I go to a show, someone from the band will die. I bring bad luck. Well, that sucks. Anyway, thanks for doing these live streams. Gotta run. Have fun, y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much. 9 days ago, I got a concussion. Still feel like crap. That doesn't stop me from seeing a stream. Sorry, bud. Hey, I fell down some stairs over the summer, hit the back of my head pretty hard. That shit sucked. I mean, it wasn't a concussion. I didn't get dizzy, but fuck. Like, head trauma is not something to toy with. Ever. Seeing Maiden again next year in San Antonio. You've seen them again, Killbot. Maiden was my first concert in 2010. I'll see them if they come close to me, but I think for the next shows I go to, I'm going to focus more on bands I haven't seen before. For instance, Thrill Kill Cult's going to be showing up in Charlotte, and fun fact, Justin, who plays drums for Skinny Puppy, also plays drums for Thrill Kill Cult. Crypta, I've got tickets for that already. They're coming in Greensboro. Let's see, Queensryche just announced a big tour where they're going to play their first EP and The Warning in its entirety. Queens of the Stone Age, that rescheduled show from Raleigh that got rained out last year, well, that's going to happen in May. What other shows do I have? Oh, yeah, Lords of Acid. They're going to play in Greensboro, I think. And they haven't really posted any ticket sales yet, weirdly enough. So there you go. Speaking of Lords of Acid, so for their Kickstarter campaign for their last album, Pretty in Kink, I gave them some money, bought the 2 LP vinyl, the limited version. Let's see, I bought 2 DVDs, had my name printed in the album notes, and there might have been something else I got, but and over the years since then, they found leftover things from that campaign that they've been selling on their web store. So here's a key from Praga's keyboard that was used on the Farstucker and Our Little Secret albums, autographed. And I completely forgot they did this, but since they made so much money, another reward that they added was a little photo book celebrating, 25 years of being a band. And I was like, ooh, a photo book. That sounds cool. Well, they found 1 copy left in their warehouse. I saw somebody else had another copy. Liars. And I was like, ooh, I love photo books. So, being spoiled by the Melodic Virtue photo books, like the Residents too. I've been spoiled by these because they're fucking awesome. So I was expecting something cool like that. And when I got this Lords of Acid photo book, it was like the shittiest thing. You know what it looks like? It looks like a little college student project with weird paper. There were 24 pages. I counted 24 pages. Some of the pictures were real blurry, and there were a couple weird wordings, and like they didn't show as much as they probably could have. I mean, it looked so cheap. I was sour too, because that was not a cheap photo book. It was expensive. And as soon as I got it, I spent a day looking at it, and as soon as I took it out, I was like, well, first of all, the cover sucked. It was blurry as shit. When the cover of your book is blurry, you fucked up. You're in big trouble. So I spent a day with it, and I was like, wow, this sucks. So you know what I did? I put it on eBay. He personalized the autograph on the back of the book. But fortunately, with the type of cardboard it was, I was able to just take some hand sanitizer, Q-tip, take my name off of it. I sold it on eBay. Fuck that. Get my money back. That is not... That was a lot of money to me for that. What's your favorite Ministry album? Filth Pig. It's one of my top 10 favorite albums of all time. It's incredible. Let's see. Maiden's gonna be in Charlotte next year. See, that's my Lemmy impression. Well, that's cool. Maybe I'll see him then. That's why I don't go to punk shows. Good God. Well, punk shows can be fun. You just gotta see a band that's not a bunch of 15-year-olds, All right, let's see who else. My brother and I went to a Metallica concert, and I couldn't come due to my concussion. So he got a world tour shirt, and I'm loving it. Well, that's good. That's good for you. They used to listen to Metallica. It's always those people that don't catch people while they're crowd surfing, yeah. Are you a fan of Hypocrisy? You know, they came to Greensboro last year, and I wanted to see them, and I didn't. Because, like, I was still with my ex at the time, and so I was out of North Carolina. And, yeah. That's why I missed that. So, I'm on the big things that have happened in my life pretty recently. I had 2 wisdom teeth pulled a week ago. Last Thursday. It was imminent. It's been coming for quite some time. I go to the UNC dental school for my dental care. I started going over the summer because, you know, I just let it get away from me. I hadn't been to a dentist in 8 years, and over the summer was my first dental visit in 8 years. I got a cleaning. I got cavities filled. My mouth is feeling great. My breath is better than ever, and cavities are being filled. You know, things are getting done that are supposed to be done. You know, you really got to keep up with your dental care, because if you let it get away from you, it sucks. I've been going back and forth to that place for months. And last week, had 2 wisdom teeth pulled. My left top, my left bottom. And I'm glad that they did it that way, because that means that I still have the right side in my mouth where I can still chew and still eat reasonably like normal, as long as I keep it away from this side. And there you go. It's healing pretty good. The one caveat, they numbed me. They did not put me to sleep. They didn't even give me a Valium. No, I was awake for that whole shit. I'm not exaggerating. That was the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life. Like, you know the Metalocalypse episode where he's talking about, oh yeah, you know, Dennis is working that close to your brain, something can fuck up. Well, the thing is, top wisdom tooth is so close to your brain, that's where more nerves are. And when she pulled that top tooth, my God, it was hot in that room. I almost started crying in front of women. Okay, so the way my wisdom teeth are, she said that they were simple extractions, okay? Because they're fully out, they're not really impacted, they're not sideways or anything, they're far back, they got cavities on them, they're carious, they need to come out. And the sooner they're out, the sooner I can start straightening my teeth, hopefully. Well, they use a little tool called an elevator, okay? It looks like a flathead screwdriver. And the idea is that it's supposed to go between your teeth, and you twist it, and that's going to help your wisdom teeth go out a little. And the more she used it, God damn almighty, that hurt, man. Like, that hurt more than the fucking forceps that she used to take them out, finally. My goodness. Like, I know what you might be thinking. Well, you know, you were numbed up. You could still feel that? Yeah, like, you can be numbed up, but it's only going to help you so much when, you know, you're having teeth pulled. So, yeah, I mean, she was a dental student, but she did a great job because it's healing pretty good. But after that first tooth was out, I got up. I said, is there any way that you can put me to sleep for the other ones? She's like, well, we can do that, but, you know, we're going to have to schedule a different visit. I said, at that point, we're just delaying the inevitable. Please keep going. Now, the way dental schools work, they have students work on you. And supervising the floor are people who own their own practices, as well as professors. Well, this guy that they had supervising for the day, he runs his own practice over in North Hills. And she was having a little issues with the bottom tooth. So she went to him, she was like, so where would you stick this elevator if you wanted to get it out easier and quicker? He was like, oh yeah, so, you know, if you want to put the elevator right here, then you're going to want to hold for about 10 seconds. Now, she was gentle with the elevator in a student type of way. This guy was experienced. And when he twisted that fucking thing, like, that hurt. And he's over there like, is that painful for you, Tony? Or are you just feeling pressure? I'm like, what's the difference? But yeah, we ran out of time because the way students work, they only have 3 hours to work on you. So we ran out of time. We only had these 2 taken out. I go for round 2 on December 13th. Whew. I mean, it's healing up okay. You know, I miss drinking through a straw. I'm able to eat okay now. Like, here's the thing. That video I did, the new video, Why Reviews Matter. I was planning on filming it on Tuesday, but I wasn't sounding great because of the wisdom teeth, so Wednesday morning, I think I had 1 or 2 slip-ups because of it, and other than that, I sounded great. So yeah. You know, all you gotta do is just keep rinsing with salt water and don't let food get stuck in your sockets. There's a lot of people, for some reason, they don't listen to post-op instructions, and then they have all sorts of issues. And it's like, well, the doctors didn't tell you for them, they told you for you. And we got a super chat, the Vegan Metalhead. Enjoying the content, love OSDM, need new tunes. Hey, thank you so much for giving money. Well, if you want old school death metal, try Nocturnus. You can also try Demolic and Demigod. I dare say you should try Convulse. See, Finnish bands. What else? Try Unholy Terror. And you know what? Try Discordance Axis. That band is going to eat you alive. But yeah, dental school. Anyone who wants dental care done, go to a dental school, because these people who get their wisdom teeth pulled before insurance, $2,500, $3,000. I had 2 teeth pulled, cost me $150 out of pocket. And they do take insurance, but dental insurance is a fucking scam. I don't have it. So, yeah. Overall, it's going to end up costing me $300 altogether for all 4 of my wisdom teeth. And if they give me a Valium, that's going to be like an extra $30 maybe. I mean, I'd have to have a driver for that, but I can arrange that pretty easily. So, Callum Cook sounds horrific. Dude, it was the most pain I've ever experienced in my life. I've never played sports, so I've never broken a wrist or broken a leg or broken an ankle or anything like that. And it's not like I'm a wimp either. You know, I have a reasonable pain tolerance. It's just, you know, your teeth, the most nerves in your body are where your mouth is. So, yeah. Hopefully they give me a Valium next time. But the weird thing is, after they were out, I was fine. I felt no pain whatsoever afterwards. Like, they didn't give me antibiotics for it either. They just said, look, just, you know, alternate between Advil and Tylenol every hour. Get ahead of the pain, because it takes a while for it to kick in. And you should be good to go. So, yeah, that's what I did. Tell you what, though. When you wear a face mask in public, COVID mask does a couple things. It breaks you out if you wear the same one over and over again without cleaning it. But also, it makes you hyper aware of your dental hygiene. Okay? So if you have bad breath or if you need to brush your teeth, wear a mask and you'll smell it. You'll smell your breath in your mask. I brush, I floss, I take care of my teeth. I've had cleanings pretty recently. But after having the wisdom teeth pulled out, it's the scent of blood. It is the foulest fucking stench. Like, blood that's just sitting in your mouth that you have to smell. It's like, ugh. Like, I have no way really to describe it to you, but it's fucking brutal. Make credible. Dental problems are no joke. It affects you more than you would think. Absolutely. Because all the bacteria that gets into your cavities ends up going to your brain. And of course, you know, if you end up getting your teeth untreated, you know, you can form abscesses or infections, and that can also go to your brain, you know? You don't need that shit. Vegan Metalhead just saw a stream. Cool. Candy tastes like chicken if chicken was a candy. What? Might have to get my wisdom teeth pulled sometime down the line. Pretty anxious for it. Well, let me tell you something. I've heard of people getting their wisdom teeth pulled in their 50s. I've heard of people getting their wisdom teeth pulled in their 40s. I'm 27, getting ready to be 28. Fuck having your wisdom teeth pulled in your late 20s. The sooner you do it, the better. And if you have children, if anybody here has children, please do this while they're young, because it's going to save them a lot of trouble down the road. Like I said, I want to have my teeth straightened at some point, and I can't do that till they're all out. So there you go. My brother looks like Mike Tyson punched him in the face after he got all 4 of his wisdom teeth pulled. Wow. The idea of wisdom teeth removal genuinely terrifies me. I'm 22. Things like teeth stuff really irks. Yep. But it's important. Like, there are a lot of people who are scared of the dentist, but I'm serious. If you take care of your teeth, all you gotta do is just brush and floss and get basic cleanings, and usually you'll be good to go. But yeah, as it stands, I currently still have 2 cavities needing fillings, and I have 2 wisdom teeth to be pulled, and then that's it. We move on from there. What's your favorite AC/DC album? Back in Black and Powerage. Rock and roll, noise pollution. Like my Brian Johnson impression. So yeah, how many of you saw that Alex Lifeson from Rush played with Tool recently on the song Jambi? And they insert a little bit of Passage to Bangkok, like in the song, middle of the song. So good. Maynard said, "We have a Canadian playing with us tonight." God, I love Rush. The thing about Rush is they always leave you with a good mood after you listen to them. I listened to 2 of their albums back to back today. Farewell to Kings and its unofficial sequel, Hemispheres. They leave you with a good mood, you know? And, you know, Alex has been getting around lately because Kiss, like, there was a picture of him with Tommy Fairbury recently where they were holding a Gibson guitar. And for anyone who knows Rush's connection with Kiss, Rush's first tour in the United States was with Kiss. And they would stay in these Holiday Inns, and they'd have these laundry bags, and Alex came up with this character called the Bag. Okay, he drew a face on it. Like, after they got drunk and high enough, they drew a face on a laundry bag, cut eye holes into it, and they were smoking a joint out of the eye hole, and he had sweatpants on that his, like, arms would come out at the knees of the sweatpants, and he, like, bounced around in the bag would talk like this. And they did it in Ace Frehley's room. Like, basically the Bag would, like, just make commentaries and suggestions for the evening. And they would always do it in Ace Frehley's room because Ace thought it was the funniest fucking thing. It must have been hilarious because Ace wrote about it in his book, and there's a picture of it. Peter wrote about it in his book, too. They Live, We Sleep. Hey, an $8 super chat. Thank you so much. Forgot to tell you that was just a random Toki Wartooth quote. Oh, that's cool. But, yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. The more you guys give me, the more that's going to pay for my Ubers when I'm in Los Angeles. And by the way, it's still November. Gotta hit that payment threshold. That's why we do some of these live streams, is because sometimes I make more money off of these than I do the actual videos. But so far, people love the new video, Why Reviews Matter. So if you haven't seen it, the link is in the description. And the reason I did this video was because I'm sitting here thinking about why I do what I do. I don't do a lot of album reviews anymore. I find them boring to make and boring to watch. But there's a reason people watch them. There's a reason people read them. There's a reason people listen to them. And it's because there's so much crap music coming out that sometimes it helps if you have somebody guide you. Excuse me. You know, it's kind of like what I do for a lot of people. You know, I got people in Typo Negative. I got people in the Bolt Thrower. I got people in the Ghoul, Skinny Puppy. And all it is just me giving my opinions. Like, what matters more is how you feel about those bands more than what I feel about them. But you know what? Like, some of these people, I get messages all the time. They're like, oh, well, you know, I would have never heard of this band if, you know, you didn't do a video on it. So, hey, you know, I'm glad that I could lead you down that path. It's the same way with critics sometimes. Like, if they know what the hell they're talking about, You know, they can tell you to pass over Megadeth's Super Collider and just get Black Sabbath's 13 instead. I wish I'd read a review that day about it, because when I heard Super Collider, I was not happy. Came out on the same day as the Black Sabbath album. Guess which one that I listened to over and over again that weekend? And guess which one I only heard once and never listened to again? That album can burn in hell! I find it funny how many parents hate death metal because, oh, scary vocals. But then they're okay with Brian Johnson's lyrics. Oh, really? And she by the 90s! Brian Johnson sound like this! Thunderstruck! Hey, listen, I've listened to AC/DC since I was a kid, so I got that voice nailed. I feel safe in New York City! No singing, fucker. Gene and Paul aren't any fun. No, they're not. You know, like Ace, Peter, Eric Carr, Bruce Kulick even. They're fun people. Andrew's gotta go. Who wants to go? Andrew's gotta go. Thanks for all the great content, though. Been watching you since I was 14, and you still make great videos. Thank you. I feel like my videos are better than ever. All you people have to do is just watch them. They're there. You know, the algorithm's real brutal and shitty, and unfortunately, it's demotivating for a lot of us YouTubers. But I like you all, so that's why I still do it. You know what I mean? I'm in it for the art of it. You know, like some people, you know, they get disappointed by not making any money from it. But it's all about the art, the craft of it. The video about me seeing Agalloch in Portland, that was a masterpiece. It was a work of art. I busted my ass for that video. I don't want to be known as the typo negative. No, wait. I don't want to be known as the typo negative guy in the comments, but what's your personal favorite song of theirs? Mine is either Wolf Moon, World Coming Down, or September Sun. Well, Callum, I'd have to say that my favorite typo negative song is probably Anastasia. That's a really good one. My girlfriend's girlfriend is pretty great too. Let's see, Halloween in Heaven, Prophet of Doom. They're all excellent songs. I'd say that there's not one bad song among the typo negative catalog. You know, you've got Haunted, which is about 10 minutes long. You can make a sandwich by the time you finish that song. Well, I started videos with my little brother, and he apparently now likes power metal, which is funny because I don't talk about power metal that much in my videos. Closest thing I've come to talking about power metal is Nightwish. I did a video on a Nightwish photo book earlier this year. This one, only 1,000 copies were made. Dark Passion Gallery, and it covers their Dark Passion Play Tour from the 2000s. 1,000 copies were made. I had to have that special ordered. I was almost convinced the damn thing didn't exist because there weren't many pictures of it on Google, but when I finally found a copy and I finally had it in my hands, I was like, well, fuck. Let me go on Google. No, sorry, let me just put this on YouTube so that way people can see it. Colonel H. Stinkmeaner. Gay dudes dancing with the devil's cool but deep voices are. This was the devil. Your Peter Steele voice is amazing. What did he say? He said, when I did the Playgirls shoot, my aunt showed my mom the fucking magazine. And when she saw it, she said, that's why I named him Peter. Calm down, talk. Never! Stay away from Anthony Fantano. I watched a few videos of his. Oh, there was that video of the punk rock NBA where he's over there like trashing all these metal TikTokers or something. And there was that popular video of Maddie Danger at her wedding where her and her husband were exchanging guitars at their wedding. That was a really cool video, and it was a heartfelt wedding. But for some reason, the guy felt the need to like trash their wedding. just do traditional, and you're getting married for all your family as much as you're getting married for yourself. So, and also, the husband's wearing sneakers. Well, maybe they were comfy. I wouldn't want to wear fucking tight ass church shoes at a wedding. You know what I'm gonna do at my wedding? Seth Putnam had Negative Approach play at his wedding, so maybe I can get Ghoul to play at my wedding if I ever meet the right woman. It's a really lonely place here in North Carolina. I'm popular across the country, but not here. Fuck. But but yeah, it's funny because punk rock NBA. So punk rock in the name of the channel, but punk rock being the antithesis of the establishment and authority and the status quo and conformity, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, conform to this. Like, come on now. Like, the way I see it, Maddie did her wedding just right, because 95% of weddings are fucking boring. I hate weddings. Most people don't want to go to your wedding. So the way I see it, make it fun somehow, okay? Like, nobody really wants to be there. They don't want to be around family they can't stand, and be around the drunk aunt who talks about her sex life after a few drinks. Nobody wants that crap. So, maybe if I have Ghoul play at my wedding and we form a mosh pit, that'd be fucking awesome. That'd be a wedding worth remembering and going to. He does interesting videos, but he seems pretty mean-spirited. At times, yeah. Like, there are several YouTubers like that where I feel like, their stuff would be good if they would just, chill a bit. And I'm not trying to throw shade on the guy. It's just, at that point, you're just, shit-talking for the sake of shit-talking. Those channels smell like the woke. Dude trashing on the wedding is a right-wing weirdo. Trashes random trans people for some reason. Well, you know what? Trans people, I like them. I club with them. It's okay to be perfect during being perfect and laughing. Huh? Are you high? John McEntee actually got married where Texas Chainsaw Massacre was filmed, and it was horror themed. See, that's cool. I met John once at an obituary show. He lives in Greensboro. Actually, a friend of mine was getting ready to do a documentary on him, and for his own reasons, that ended up not panning out. But yeah, that happened. The weddings I go to have crap music. Yes, they're always playing that fucking Cupid Shuffle and the Chancellor Slide and hip hop. And if they play AC/DC, they're going to play one of the mainstream songs. They're not going to play Big Balls or Give Me a Bullet or Night Prowler. Night Prowler. I don't completely hate punk rock NBA. He just has shitty opinions after shitty opinions. I don't hate the dude, but yeah, well, like I said, all that matters is your opinions. You don't have to agree with somebody else's, but well, oh, I will say this though. Jemmy from the Block, the YouTube channel. He did this YouTube video on some rare slam demo tape that he had, I think. And Fenn ended up using part of his video and not crediting him for it. So, I went in the comments and was like, hey, so maybe you ought to credit Jimmy for that. And he put him in the description, I think, but it was too little too late by that point. Hattori Hanzo, I think I'm pronouncing your name right. Weddings are a waste. Go to a courthouse and use that money on a down payment for a home instead. I agree. You know what I think people should do? I think people should have courthouse weddings. And if they want to blow money, blow it on a reception. Or a good vacation. And have a limited number of people. You don't have to invite your entire family and extended family. Just, official lunatic. That's me. Hold on. Yeah. The problem is I've got mucus stuck in my lungs, and because I have my wisdom teeth pulled, I can't spit it out because it might unclog the blood clot. I mean, I might be safe at this point, but I still don't want to risk it. So yeah, the most I can do is just blow my nose and hack it up and maybe just look it into a towel. It's nasty. It sucks. But it is what it is. I would honestly go just to go to the reception. Weddings usually have pretty good food. Okay, so 2 weddings ago that I went to, 2 weddings ago, the food sucked so bad that I got Taco Bell afterwards. I'm not shitting you. Like, the food was the most frou-frou, weirdo food ever. And none of it appealed to me. Last wedding that I went to was my Uncle Jason's wedding, and that was a reasonably good wedding. I mean, he got married at a building on his work site, which, man, if I'm going to get married, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go anywhere near where I work. That's just me, though. Did you watch Jimmy from the Block's videos about Justin or... He's made a bunch of videos about Justin, and it's funny because, like, even though I hadn't watched any of those videos in full, I see him doing those videos and sharing those videos on his Instagram page, and I laugh my ass off because it's so petty that it's just going on for that long. It's funny to me. I'll tell you what I did see. Those videos he did on Septic Siren a few years ago. Funnier than shit. That one where he's talking about Septic Siren putting a curse on him, and 3 days later he's like, my balls, I'm hurting my balls. He lives in Philly. I've been to Philly a few times. Next time I'm in Philly, I want to meet him. He's funnier than shit. Speaking of Septic, she's sort of back to doing videos again, but she's not really talking about metal so much. Apparently she's doing more witch stuff. Witchcraft, spells, etc., which, if you're into that, cool. I think it's silly, but okay. When did you start singing? I mean, I don't really sing. You know, like that. I really liked your performance singing In Herself with Owen. Oh, you're referring to that collab video I did with Circle of Tone. For those who don't know, the channel Circle of Tone, he did a video on the history of guitar chugging. And he invited me to sing on this cover of In Herself by Sepultura because he liked my vocals on Limerence. And if you haven't heard Limerence, go listen to it, for fuck's sake. It's badass as hell. It's doom metal to the max. It's got time signature changes and cool guitar textures. I use the baritone guitar. The vocals are fucked up. The lyrics are fucked up. And by the way, if you identify with any of the lyrics in the song, go seek help. Like, you can admire them, but don't live by them. Illness everywhere. I brought something back from Sweden. So much phlegm. Yep. And I got a vacation coming up, so being around hundreds of people, thousands of people maybe, it's possible I might come home with a fucking cold. So, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I take a multivitamin every day anyway, but I'm going to have to really step it up when I'm in Los Angeles. Because here's the thing, I live in North Carolina. I'm used to North Carolina germs. West Coast germs, it's a different story. Prefer to have smaller weddings anyway. Feel better for my social anxiety. Shows are the only time I try to break out of my comfort zone. Well, that's cool. What's heavier than Pantera? X-Order. X-Order is heavier than Pantera, and they're a better band than Pantera. I'm not kidding. Go listen to Slaughter in the Vatican. Pantera ripped off their sound, and they made millions because they were backed by a corporation. X-Order didn't have a corporation. It was Roadrunner Records and a small fan base, and the album didn't do shit when it came out, but in the years since, it's gained a cult following, and I'm one of those followers. Cannibal Corpse, okay, cool. Justin's stupidest rant is definitely the SpongeBob one. I hadn't seen any of his stuff. Looney Tunes loves my impression of Philip H. Anselmo. Man, I think if Vinny and Dime were around today, they'd be goddamn proud that we're doing this tribute tour. You know, it's called Pantera. It's not the real Pantera, but it's a Pantera tribute tour. For legacy and for the brothers. J-Hoff Films were right. I'm in every goddamn band. People in your middle school like metal, those parents are teaching them well. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So what else can we talk about? Yeah, I usually have a oh yeah, so in preparation for this upcoming Brain Squeeze tour with Ghoul, Municipal Waste, and Necrot, Scotty from Tank Crimes, he wants to do some promo. And so I sat there thinking, well, fuck, it'd be cool if I had him on the channel at some point. I don't know, like, I'd be up for giving interviews on the channel. I don't know how I'd do it. See, I live in a place with no internet, so all of this is going off my phone signal. Okay? But then I thought, well, you know, recording it wouldn't work. What if we live streamed it? I hadn't spoken to him about it yet, but it'd be cool if maybe, you know, we got on StreamYard and saw how it worked on there. I tried using StreamYard with Jaxby the Ripper some months ago, and I forget what happened. But yeah, you know, maybe that'd be cool. Sky's a good dude. Saw him in Asheville. I miss J Hoffums. Yep, I miss them too. They put out some great stuff together. But Chris is still doing great for himself. He's got a great new channel out now. It's called Thrashed TV. And meanwhile, J Hoff and the boys, they just don't do anything anymore. It sucks. Jesus, that phone signal bill. Well, my phone bill is only $50 a month. It's unlimited data, and it's on AT&T, which means that it also comes with HBO Max. No, I'm sorry, it's not $50 a month because they just raised it to $80 a month. It's bullshit, man. Inflation's no joke. And we got another super chat from Underscore. Thank you so much. $2. Getting this chat in before the stream ends. Yeah, it's getting to be about that time pretty soon. But don't you worry. After this, maybe I'll get some pizza, maybe I'll get some hot chocolate. I have this gourmet hot chocolate that I make now. Okay. So basically what you can do, instead of using the hot cocoa mix that comes in the cans, what I like to do, get this cocoa powder, okay? And the better the cocoa powder you have, the better the hot chocolate's going to be naturally. Dark chocolate tends to work better than regular chocolate because it's sweeter. So you do that. You do chocolate chips. Some people prefer chocolate bars because they say that they melt better. I say I don't really notice the difference. Let's see. You use whole milk. And you use heavy whipping cream. And what that's going to do is it's going to prevent the milk from frothing up and boiling over too quickly. And that's going to add the fatness to it. The fat adds to the flavor. And so you have this mix of whole milk and heavy whipping cream. And you let it get hot. You pour the cocoa powder in there. You put like a quarter cup of chocolate chips in there. And personally, I like to add a spoon of vanilla in there. Mexican vanilla, it's really good. Then, of course, you throw marshmallows in there and whipped cream on top. Okay, I want some now. I gotta do that. Killbot Cooking Channel. Yeah, Kill Chomp and Nom Nom Attack. Hell yeah. J-Hoff Films is trash. Not necessarily. I mean, they put out some amazing... Look, they put out some of the best videos on Metal YouTube. Period. They were one of the best. They really were. And it's a shame that things went down behind the scenes. It went down behind the scenes because, like, they really touched a lot of people, myself included. Yeah, they were an influence on me at times. When you go to California, go to the Habit, great fast food restaurant made in California. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing I'm gonna have to look forward to. See the California food. Gonna want pizza. Gonna want burgers. I know there's In-N-Out Burger. Everybody goes gaga over that. That store I was talking about that's close to Jim and Pam's house. The store on Love Street. Apparently there's a really good Italian restaurant next to it. Ugh. I want it. Metal Meltdown started doing cooking stuff recently, so not a bad idea. Hey, maybe we can collab. That'd be cool. Yeah. Trying to get long hair, but my mom said I can't have it that long. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say anything, because that's your mom. Do you listen to the latest Crypt album, Greetings from Brazil? Yes, I did. And in fact, if you check out the new video that I uploaded, Crypta is on the thumbnail of the new video. And I'm going to be seeing them in February. Great stuff. The new video is Why Reviews Matter. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. So the link is in the description. And also, if you haven't heard my song, Limerence, it's fucking awesome. It's about 8.5 minutes. It's on BandCamp, Spotify, Apple Music, any streaming platform you can think of. It's on there. And soon, I want to do a music video. I have no idea what to do about music videos, so if any of you can throw ideas out as to what I can do, please tell me. Have to go now. Bedtime in my state. Grind on, grind on, my dude. I like kitties. I like kitties. I bet the cat cafes in Los Angeles are pretty cool too. They're probably real big, kind of like my penis. Okay. So what else can I talk about on that list that's not... Oh, yeah. So Tamu from Winter Sun, he replaced Kiko in Megadeth. That band cannot keep its members. But hey, you know, Winter Sun, I saw them a few years ago and the guitar playing was incredible. So, yeah. Not a bad replacement, I'd say. One day I was wearing a Typo shirt at Walmart, and one guy asked me, how do you know Typo Negative? You weren't even alive yet. Well, they're one of the greatest bands of all time. I have a Typo shirt. I have the World Coming Down artwork. Now, I know for Life is Killing Me, the 20th anniversary, they're doing a bunch of cool shirts and hoodies for that, but yeah. Zubicus Megadave, yep. So, there's a skit idea that I want to do that hopefully I can film while I'm in California, because I'm going to have a woman who can help me do it. Okay, so the idea, it's an old joke that I have amongst my friends, that Mustaine, he gets sexually aroused every time he talks about Metallica. That's why he won't shut the fuck up about him. So, the idea of the video, the Mustaine bedroom, you only see a door. That's all you see in the video. And what the video is you hear the conversation behind the door. You know, honey, you really get me going when you start talking about Metallica. And of course, you know, they start doing their thing, and, you know, by the end of it, he's like, yeah, sing Metallica! Metallica! Yeah, bitch, sing motherfucking Metallica! Whoa! Ow! You know what I mean? Are you ready for reload? It's going to happen, okay? I swear. Judging by his rather exciting tone, I want to say it was a compliment rather than an insult. I'm sure it was a compliment because, you know, Typo Negative. Yeah, Typo Negative. I don't want to be me. They just released a new batch of those chorus pedals, those Kenny Hickey signature chorus pedals. They sound good. But the next thing that I want to buy, let's see, so they're truck repairs. I want to try and get a new vehicle sometime in the next year. Want to get a new laptop, technological refresh. Fortunately, I think I can finance that. Next thing I want a synthesizer. I've been wanting a synthesizer for years, and there have been some new synthesizers that have been coming out the past couple of years that seem promising. The thing is, you know, if you want an entry-level synth, it's easy to get overwhelmed because there's so many of them, varying in quality. And a few years ago, the big competition was between the Korg MS-20 and the Arturia Mini Brute, or Micro Brute, whichever one was out at the time. Like, those were the big two that are competing. These days, you don't hear much about the Korg MS-20, but you still hear about Arturia. And in the past year, they've released the Mini Freak. And the video demos I've seen on this damn thing are insane. The sounds that are coming out of this thing. Like, I don't really know anything about synths, so, you know, I'm trying to look up as much as I can before I buy it, but, like, the big two that I keep seeing are between the Hydrosynth Explorer, and the Arturia Mini Freak. They're both about $600. I can finance both of them if I need to, but I'm kind of leaning towards the Arturia. Because I know it doesn't sound like a classic synth, but you know what? It seems like it's going to be the way synths are going to be going in the next 10 years. It punches way above its class as far as its price range. And the reviews keep saying that it can be as easy as you want it to be, or it can be as complex as you want it to be. Now, I'll tell you a story. The second time I saw Skinny Puppy was in Asheville earlier this year, April. And right across the street from a record store in Asheville was the Moog factory. And so, you know, Moog, they had their synthesizers in the record stores. And in this record store, in one of the rooms, they had a Moog synth. You see this in the video, Ogre's Brain Confetti. So I put my headphones on and I was playing with that damn thing for 20 minutes, just fixing up patch bays and tweaking the knobs. It was so fun! You know, this Arturia, you know, it seems like it's just opening up a world of possibilities. And I wouldn't mind making some synth music, you know? Let him cook. What are you talking about? Become industrial, Tony. Well, I do have a trench coat. I've got some Solivairs. You know, all I gotta do is, like, make some aggro-ass music, put some movie samples together. Okay, it's an hour and 22 minutes in, so maybe it'd be a good time to wrap this up a bit. If anybody has any questions, comments, things they'd like to say, please, now's the time. Got about 30 of you watching at the moment. Tripping a Blind Man is my favorite song at the moment. The lyrics on that are immaculate. Oh, who the fuck are you to discipline me? God. Have a Moog grandmother, and while it's monophonic, I still manage to get enjoyment out of it. Okay, so this Arturia Mini Freak, it is a hybrid synth, so it's mostly digital, but it has analog filters, and it's a polyphonic, but it's more than polyphonic. I forget what the word is, like polyphorous, something like that. Like, the capabilities are insane on that fucking thing. So yeah, you know, just depending on what happens on the trip and what happens afterwards, we'll see. I want to get a new toy. The thing about getting new instruments is they can inspire creativity. You know, like this baritone guitar. I got it in May, and it's the guitar I go for now. You know, if I'm not playing bass, it's, you know... The baritone guitar is just so fun to play, as opposed to the BC Rich that I've been playing for years. You know, it's just not fun for me to play the BC Rich anymore. The baritone, it's got cool new textures I've never been able to get. It's got a cool sound. It's got a great weight. I had it modded, and it sounds incredible. I love playing it. I really love playing it. It's my favorite guitar now. Most disturbing music you've heard. I'd say that some of the stuff Dystopia did, like, say, Diary of a Battered Child, My Meds Aren't Working, Sanctity, What else? Throbbing Gristle's pretty fucked up, too. Fetus is also fucked up. Excuse me. Hey, another super chat. $5. They live, we sleep. How you doing, bud? Thank you. Goddamn love, cause it's breaking my heart. By the way, do you know a power metal band, Halloween? Fuck yes. So good. Wall of Jericho, Pink Bubbles Go Ape. Classic stuff, man. Classic. Okay, we're going to wrap this up in a minute, so anyone wants to say hello or goodbye, please. Do you remember Downfall Network album reviews? They silently broke up because I guess it just became too much to handle, and I guess there was probably some drama behind the scenes. Like, they asked me to do a couple videos for the channel, and I participated in one of the live streams, I think. But that was at a time where I was just kind of taking a break from YouTube, so I didn't really do that much in the way of anything creative for that time, unfortunately. Why McRobbie? Do you like Venetian snares? Yeah, they're pretty cool. You can get all sorts of cool textures out of them. You know what I want to do, though? At some point, I want to replace my snare heads and all my drum heads, first of all. But after that's done, I want to see about getting some rototoms. Those things are cool. Callum Cook says, fun talking with you. Take care. Thank you. Zach Durant, bye, man. And you've been waiting a long time today, huh? Been listening to lots of Obituary recently, the Incomplete in particular. You know, they're doing all these live shows where they're playing Slowly Rot and Cause of Death in their entirety. Come on, play the Incomplete in its entirety. Venetian Snares is a man. Sorry for the confusion. Ah, fuck. Because, like, when you said that, I was thinking of those, like, high-pitched gung, 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 gung type snares that Danny uses. Like, I thought that's really what they were called, but fuck. Well, I guess I'm a dick now. Whatever. Okay, this means that this live stream has to end now. Okay, well, so while in Killbot, sorry I couldn't join the stream earlier. Well, you're here now. So, thank you all so much for joining in. Check out my new video, Why Reviews Matter. Check out my new song, Limerence. And if you're up for it, buy one of my patches. $6.66 a piece. Free shipping anywhere in the world. You can buy them on Etsy. You can buy them on BandCamp. You can buy them directly from me if you have PayPal and you're on my Instagram page. So, grind on. Time to get some hot chocolate.